All right, so I want to hear this story because I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh my tail off.
So it's pretty funny, actually. I mean, guess what, right? Especially when you're providing like a high value service, right? Some people are always the way they are, like, they're built wired, they're wired differently, right? Especially when you're doing volume of clients, you'll of course have one of those guys who always, I want to back off, I don't have investment, oh, somebody died, I don't have money, this and that, all of that stuff, right? So this guy, I don't want to be specific with names and stuff, but
No, don't say the names.
yeah, this guy was like, okay, he signed up like few weeks ago, like probably 10-15 days ago. And when we had an onboarding call, because I kind of sense that this guy has low like self-esteem on himself and what he's making the decision on. So I had one of my best clients, recent clients, jump on the onboarding call with this new client and shown him the results we got to this new client. And this guy made his 40K within the first month, and the other guy is just getting started. So we kind of shown him the vision, like, yeah, it makes sense. I'm gonna arrange the funds. It's gonna take me X number of days. I'm like, fair enough, totally, no worries. Then before the exact date he should actually make the payment, he started like, oh, I need a full refund. You can't charge me for software, the service and this and that. This is not a good time. Somebody died in my family. All of this stuff. My laptop broken. I'm trying to fix it. I'm like, for real, dude? Like, what's up? I just sent him one message saying, hey, fair enough. Once we had like a contract, we respectfully want to have a conversation because we respect your time and, all of that good stuff. So let's have a settlement. Let's see what we can work on. If that makes sense, if refund is the best way, like we'll go that road. No worries. I'm not opposed to refunding it, but just let's have a chat. So then he booked, then he kind of canceled the meeting 2 times, then he kind of rescheduled. So trying to be pain in the ass, right? So I've been in the situation, by the way, earlier in my own business, because I mean, we have gone through like hundreds of clients, right? So we kind of been there. Like one of the big things I always did wrong, kind of saying, hey, we can help you more. Like, why didn't you just understand? That type of conversation where they try to back off and I try to be like, this makes sense to you, right? And they kind of don't agree to it. And it kind of always get into an argument. Sometimes I win, sometimes they win, which is not good. Right. So today I was on with you saying, hey, in 15 minutes I have this call. Then you told me the strategy other way around, saying, hey, keep it simple, flip the coin, say, hey, where should I process the refund? Confirm me, it will be in your bank account 6 to 7 days. Anything else you want to add upon? And I hosted the meeting, I let him in. That's the only thing I said, and I kept quiet. And there was a deep silence for almost like 30 to 60 seconds. And he was changing his expressions to like 10 different faces. He was making faces and whatnot. Then he's like, Nick, I kind of want to keep it going. And I'm like, I mean, you're the one who asked refund. Like, tell me more. Why did you say that? Then he's like, I mean, I want to come back like 3 to 6 months from now. It's just the wrong timing. And I'm like, why do you say that? Then he's like, oh, like somebody died, laptop this, internet bill, this and that. I was like, fair enough. And then why did we sign up like 2 weeks ago? Then he's like, yeah, I mean, I wanted more deals. It's not like I'm not getting deals. It's not about the investment. I have the money. It's more about the timing. I'm like, what makes this a bad timing? Oh, it's more about so much more going. Then what do you think goes less 3 months after now? And he's like, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, right? So I just reminded him the fact, hey, 10 days ago, we signed up to help you book more appointments so that you can have more quality conversations. Is that right? He's like, yeah. Is that something which is happening now? No. Do you see the funnels we are building helping you align with that vision of having more quality appointments? Yeah. And you said 10 days ago that you have finances issues, so you want to split up payments. Is that a thing now? He's like, no. Then why don't you get started? And he's like, yeah, makes sense. Let's do it. The kind of hold off I've done in the beginning of the call, and like instantly took authority saying, hey, I don't need you anymore. Go kick your rocks. The mentality kind of turn the table.
Go kick rocks. That's what I told you right before I got off the phone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, go kick rocks.
Yeah. It's kind of good day, like we not only got back like a lost sale, but we also onboarded a new client as I shared the win. So, and
what's your
we
daily
had
revenue? What's your daily revenue today?
It's close to 10K, but guess what? This guy paid 4.5K today, but he wanted to wire 9K, but his card is not allowing. So I have a 4.5K coming in tomorrow. So more or less, you could say it's in terms of revenue, we had a 30K soft commitment, 30K soft commitment, 20K reclient, like client coming back, then a 10K cash plus 15% revenue back in the back end. That's a 6-figure deal overall. So it's a 6-figure day, more or less, in terms of revenue, right? Like lifetime wise.
Yeah.
How about that? How about that?
Yep. No, good day. Good day.
Somebody who's watching this video, I don't know who you are. If you're not following what, guess what? You should go kick your rocks.
I'm happy that you executed what I told you before we got off the phone.
I mean, I always try to be dumbest person, right? Like, once you told me on today's call, again, that was more or less a game changer sentence to me. I don't know if you did understand that, more or less, but you were like, hey, what's your biggest asset? It's your silence. And that was struck, and it will stay struck, like, for a long time in my own business, right? The thing I did once I said, isn't this why did we sign up 10 days ago? Then I kept quiet like for 90 seconds. I was looking at the watch. And he was just like calculating some stuff. He was writing some stuff. He was just doing his stuff. And so I could have said something like, oh, we can get the results and that. I would just lose him again, more or less. Right. And this guy, was like, just keep quiet, just don't utter a word. I'm like, yeah, fair enough, right?
Dude, it was probably like 3 minutes straight of silence, and like I knew Nikhil wanted to say something, but I was just here. I was in the back, just like,
just don't say anything. Just
right.
keep. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm good. I just learned that thing today.
Because what's the worst thing that's going to happen on a sales call like that?
I already lost him.
You already lost it, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
Look, if you don't want to play,
yeah, I
where do we
mean,
send your $1,000
go
back?
kick your rocks, right?
Yeah, go kick rocks. It's fine.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I really genuinely feel, as you said, rejection is one of the last things somebody want to take. Once you be like, I don't need you anymore, bro, you're fine, just go away. They're like, why did you say that? I was expecting you to be desperate about me coming back. I'm like, nah,
Right.
you're fine. Then they're like, no, I want to do this, but not now. I'm like, why? Then they start going back. And no, he was just like changing cards. Like we changed like 6 different cards on that call just to take payment. So like, fair enough, bro. You have commitment. You just, it's just about me being me on the call.
That's it. You got to reposition yourself in the hierarchy of the conversation. That's it.
I want to add one more to this video because it's gonna be good for GrowthCode overall, right? When you're joining GrowthCode, right, more or less, this guy on the screen might say, hey, we can get you 6 figures in 6 weeks, more or less. That's what I heard when I was signing up, right? Or it's like, oh, that was too much big, I don't know if I can do it myself. Kind of low self-esteem, right, when you're getting started, because you've never done that, so you don't know if you can do that. But guess what? Indirectly though, not in cash, but indirectly, today is a 6-figure day. Because we had a 30K soft commitment, 20K client coming back, 10K plus a 6-figure deal in the back end, more or less combined, guaranteed 6-figure day in terms of lifetime value. So if I can do a 6-figure day, I don't have any more reasons for somebody else thinking if they can make 6 figures.
This guy over here in the background wants his 30K commission.
Yeah, more or less.
100% commission on that.
That's not what he said.
Yeah, no, we already talked about your commission.
That's done. It's not going up and down.
My commission on 11 points, nice though.
That's good. No, I'm happy that you guys took the approach that I gave you, because like I said, it's in that situation you had nothing to lose, and you put all the pressure on the guy who wants to play games, and they only have 2 outcomes they can do.
I mean, I'm sure, like,
money, or let's
if I didn't, Brennan, let's say this. If I didn't listen to your advice, or maybe didn't ask you for any reason for that suggestion at that time, I would just be quarreling with him that, hey, we can help you. Why do you think we can't help? This and that. And he would just push back, and I would just try to pull him in, and it just wouldn't work out. And maybe he can even dispute the transaction if something goes wrong, and I could lose my merchant account, lose my reputation, whatnot. I mean, I'm not going that further anyway. I could just refund. But more or less turning the table around, just flipping the coin and saying, hey, where should I send a refund? That one sentence and a pause made him feel made him feel like a loser. And then he's like, oh, I want to do it. It's just timing. I'm like, why is that? Then rethink, baby, and I kind of got him back.
Yeah,
pretty
he
much.
did. He did that call very well. He did it very well.
No, I mean, obviously the results speak for itself.
Yeah,
That's
he
why
was
when you-
surprised. I could tell he was surprised when he said, "You know what? I want to proceed." This guy, he didn't believe it.
And yeah, then I kind of did a chatterbox shit, which I usually do, which I shouldn't.
And I was here like,
I mean, I kind of, I was like, is that a yes? And then I was like, oh, we can get you results in that, more or less.
So I'm gonna pause this. I'm actually gonna cut this off. Good job. And I'm gonna actually tell you how to handle that when they actually come back and tell you that they want to proceed forward, because you can align yourself with even more authority in that conversation where you can set now all the expectations of how things are gonna roll out. So hold on one second. But overall, good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Nikhil.
Thanks to you, man.